Hyper Bloom, Burgeon, Overload, Electrocharge. Everything is happening. I'll show you guys the team that's involved if you guys don't know about this yet, and if you're watching this on a VOD, maybe on YouTube or later on Facebook, don't forget to drop a like or subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Right, so team is composed of a Razor, a Xingqiu, a Dendro Traveler, and a Bennett. Now let me try and show you guys how this thing actually works. Is this team for bosses? Technically, you could use it for anything, although it is better for more stationary targets because you do have to be on Bennett's field for this one, and this does have a particular requirement that not all of you may be too keen on doing, but I'll show you guys first, and let's go. All right, so why am I picking this boss? Because we can stun it. Basically, it just makes the testing a lot easier. All right, we burst with Xingqiu, we burst with Traveler, we burst with Bennett, we burst with him, and just go ham. Look at all the elemental effects that are happening. Hyper Bloom, Burgeon, Overload, Electrocharge. Everything is happening. So, the build goes like this. For Razor, Rain Slasher for Elemental Mastery, I got the Thundering Fury set. You can also actually use the Gilded Dream set, which is the Elemental Mastery set, but you can use that as well just to pump out his Elemental Mastery. You can also use Thundering Fury because Thundering Fury increases the damage of Overload, Electrocharge, Hyper Bloom by 40%, which is technically the things that Razor does when he bursts on this particular combo, except Superconduct, obviously, because there's no cryo character. Next would be the substats for this, or rather the main stats for this would be Elemental Mastery. So basically a full EM. You can do Gilded Dreams, you can do Thundering Fury. In terms of Constellation, he is C6. Not necessary, but you get more value if you are on C6 due to the fact that Razor gets extra Electro damage hits. So more Electro, more elemental reactions. What you really need to just level up on the talent is his Lightning Fang. The reason for this is because Lightning Fang increases his normal attack speed bonus, and obviously more attacks, more hits, more reactions, and that's what we want to do for Razor. The next character is a Xingqiu. Xingqiu weapon would be just a Sacrificial Sword. Pretty standard for any Xingqiu user. Artifacts is Emblem of Severed Fate, and then give him a Hydro damage bonus cup, attack, crit rate, crit damage. Constellations, again, this is C6. This is like best case scenario, but not necessary. And then for talents, you just really need the burst, which is the Guha Sword Rain Cutter. What's important here is actually the Sacrificial Sword, so you can get his burst back as quickly as possible. For your Dendro Traveler, I chose Favonius Sword. If I had a second Sacrificial Sword, I would actually use that over Favonius, but I don't. For artifacts, I gave him the Deepwood Memories, gave him Energy Recharge, Sand, Dendro Damage Bonus, and Crit Rate. Reason for Energy Recharge, because it's the only way he can keep up with the team. If his energy recharge is too low, he might lag with the other three characters. For Bennett here, I have him on Skyward Blade and Noblesse Oblige. All right, here's the sad part for some of you, not for me because I already did it. The sad part is you're gonna need C6 Bennett. That's the only thing. You're gonna need C6 Bennett. If you don't have C6 Bennett, this isn't going to work. Why C6 Bennett? The thing is, Razor is a physical damage dealer. When he uses his burst, he doesn't infuse his sword with Electro. The wolf behind him is the one that hits for Electro. Razor's sword still deals physical damage. Now, if you're stepping on a Bennett ult, Razor Sword will now deal pyro damage. And when that happens, every hit you do is basically an overload. You basically self-overload. When you're standing on Bennett's ult and the wolf's behind you, overload just keeps happening. Now, why is Razor the one that That's like the important part of this team. No other Electro character can do this. If you use Kaching and you ult with Kaching, I mean you use her elemental skill, if you step on a Bennett ult, she'll become Pyro. The Electro would just disappear. If you use Raiden, if Raiden bursts, the ult just becomes Electro. It won't be Pyro. So the Pyro infusion would disappear. What's basically happening here is you are standing on a dendro field that is created by the Traveler, while Xingqiu is hurling water and Razor is hitting Electro and Pyro at the same time. With all those elements combined, he's basically triggering everything, and since he's the one that's triggering everything, his elemental mastery is the factor that increases the damage. And since we're building him elemental mastery, the damage is huge. Let's do a little sample. All right, watch this, okay? All right. See that Dendro Bloom that came down? Watch Razor hit it. How much? 21,000 for 2 hits. He just disappeared right there. So that's 40k straight up on Razor. And he didn't deal any of those damage, but he does cause the reaction. And the calculation comes from him. When you're bursting, that's not limited to just that. Okay? That's not limited to just the Hyper Bloom. That's with the Electro Charge. That's with the Overload. See, the Overload's like around 10k right there. And that just keeps happening over and over. I think as time goes by, people are going to find more interesting ways to play these teams. And I am excited. Because at least these characters aren't getting forgotten, right? Alright. Alright, who do we have to kill? It's that one. Let's go. You are so fucked, sir. Oh yeah. Then as soon as like it's over, you can just switch back and then reset, and pretty much you can recover all those lost energy in like. Look, the Traveler just needed like a little bit more, and there we go. He's technically, as you finish that rotation, everybody just gets their burst back, and that's it for that build showcase. It's actually pretty good if you're willing to invest on the characters, like turn them all level 90. It's definitely a fun team to play with. So if you have, especially if you're the type of I know people that actually do have their Razor built out, especially when they fell in love with Razor before Eula came out. So you can definitely go back to your Razor and check him out again.